Is it live?
Girl, you live.
Oh, scary.
Let's see. There aren't nobody's on yet.
Okay. How do you know that? You're like the
Bottom right. Does it not say that for you?
uh-uh. Is it because you started it?
Probably. Sorry. You have 0 viewers. I'm viewing it.
Oh, that's really great.
Am I right? I'm going to post when you're on. It was told they focused. No.
I was told. Wow. Is anyone on yet?
No.
Okay.
Like they'll all flood on in just a second because if they've been trying to. Four. There are people watching. 10.
10 people are on?
Yeah.
Hey. We're just waiting for a second to get people on. Honestly, we should just bust it out. And the people that missed it can get the recording.
Yeah, it's 8:02 Rocket.
Okay. All right. Welcome. Bring the bling. Tonight I am going to be hosting the training. My name is Micah Folsom. If you got on the wake up call yesterday, then you're getting like a huge dosage of Micah Folsom in 1 week. So I apologize, but that's just how we roll. So we're going to bust out tonight's topic on the power of consistency. And I have a slide presentation that we're going to kind of use. So I'll go into that. But first and foremost, I wanted to just give you guys some props for staying engaged in the group, for staying up to date on the training. I know I've gotten tons of feedback from my coaches in my organization, and they are loving it. So I can't say enough good stuff about your guys' leaders. Anita, Alyssa, Lori, and Lauren, they are the bomb, and you guys are be on their teams. So I hope you realize what a gold mine you guys have to have them kind of at the top leading the way, because those girls are legit. So let's kick this bad boy off. Let's see if I can figure out how to get the presentation up. Tell me if it works. Let me see. Okay, share this. Can you guys, I hope you guys can't hear my daughter in the background. She's singing Uptown Funk You Up. Okay, Lauren, can you see that? It's on, girl. On it. Okay, awesome. We're going to go for it. So, like I said, we're going over the power of consistency today. A little bit about me. I'm Micah Folsom. My team is Team Inspiration. We have been a team now for 20 months and going strong. We are a 15-star diamond team, and I don't know what else to say about myself. If you listen to the National Wake Up Call, they did like all that announcement stuff, and so you got it on there. So I'm not even going to go into that. Basically, I love this business. I'm passionate about it, and I'm excited to share the importance of consistency because it is what it is all about. So first off, consistency isn't sexy. Guys, seriously, this webinar isn't going to be something that's like aha moments left and right, like valuable gold. It's not that sexy. It really isn't. But it is so essential. And the more I talk to leaders and the more I talk to top coaches about what they're doing and and what's working with them and how they've gotten to where they're at, it is all the same. It is all the little things, but they show up every day and they do those and they do the basics and they don't stray from those things. And so that's kind of just a little bit about what we're going to talk about today. So first of all, 3 vitals. You guys should all know about these. They are what Beachbody is all about. So you've heard all about it, being a product of the product, invite, personal development. If you ever feel like you are in a rut or you're just kind of like you can't get over a hill or you've hit a wall, go back to the 3 vitals 100% of the time, all the time. Usually, maybe you get, we got a visitor. Maybe you get sidetracked and you start to try and like make things fancy, or you focus on the wrong activities, or you see what other coaches are doing and you're like, crap, I need to be doing that, and I need to be doing this, and I need to be doing a blog, and I need to be doing all of these crazy things that are just busy work. Really focus on the 3 vitals every day and you will be successful. I promise. So there's this quote, and it says, what you do every day matters more than what you do every once in a while. And that's so simple, but it's so true. You can't show up and go all in for a day and then take a break for 3 weeks and expect your business to grow. Okay, so I'm just going to break this down a little bit. Can you see that? Oh, whoops. Okay. Be a product of the product. The best thing that you can do is to create your own success story. It is impossible to share something that you're not doing. So if you're not sharing, then you're selling, and that's icky. We don't want to be salespeople. You hear it all the time. You hear from your prospect, selling, I can't sell. Good, because that's not what we do. We share, but you can't share unless you're doing. So this doesn't mean, being a product of the product doesn't mean you look like Lauren Duke or you look like fit and funky with washboard abs. It doesn't mean that. It means you are doing Beachbody programs. You are drinking your Shakeology. You create your success story. You don't have to be at this certain point before you can share about it. People want to see your journey, and they just want to see the process. So when you're sharing and when you're posting consistently every single day what you're doing, you are naturally building credibility for yourself and building trust. People will see your posts and they'll know what you're doing, and then when they're ready, they'll reach out to you and they'll know who to turn to. You can't be a closet Beachbody lover, Beachbody user, and then expect people to come to you ever. So if you ever want to get out of the phase where you're having to personally invite every single day and reach out and do all those things, which isn't bad, that's always a great thing to do. But if you ever want people to start coming to you, then you have to put yourself out there and you have to let people know what you're doing consistently. And then I said share, 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 catch my drift. Share, share, share. It's so important. Your journey. Focus on your own results and your own journey more than on making a sale. I talked about this. Mindy Winter had me do a how I went diamond in 37 days or something video when I was a brand new coach, and I still didn't know what the heck I was talking about or even how I made it happen. I was just winging it. And I just talked about, I remember at the beginning, whenever I felt like I was in a slump or when I felt like I was struggling or I didn't know what to do with the business, I would go do an extra workout. Or I would just, I remember at the beginning, I was doing like 2 and 3 workouts a day because I had just gotten Less Most Combat, and then T25 came out 2 weeks later, so I just got that. So I was like doubling up, and I was in like this crazy mode because I was so psyched on Beachbody and what it was all about. And I wanted to share, and I wanted to be a product of the product because I knew that if people saw that it was working for me, then they would trust me and they would be like, girl, what are you doing? Like, hook me up. And that is what happened. So don't let your own journey go to the wayside when you're trying to build your business. That happens a lot. People focus so much on the computer stuff and like talking to people and networking and doing all that stuff, they forget to go work out and they forget to do the essentials that are going to bring in business, okay? So focus more on your own journey than anything else. Add value along the way as you're sharing. You don't have to just post a workout selfie and be like, hey, got my workout in again today. Like, you don't want to do that because then people are going to be bored. But add value. Add some quick tips. Make a workout video. Give them glimpses into what you're doing. Share a recipe. Do things every day to show them what you're doing, but to help their life, to make them want to come to your page to see what you're up to. And show up every day. Post every day. Your job depends on it. It really does. This is such a simple business. It really is simple. Like when you outline what you need to do to be successful, it's simple. You post on Facebook, you work out, you drink your Shakeology, you network and you talk to people and you build relationships. It's simple. There's systems in place, but you have to show up. You have to show up to the game and you have to just do it. You have to commit and you have to just do it. Ooh, okay, vulnerable. So this is just one of the posts. I don't know if you can, whoops. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, whatever. Okay. So this is just something I posted. I'm going to share a couple things. So the left one, I was obviously 12 pounds lighter than the one on the right, but the one on the right, I was a lot leaner and I looked a lot better. So I was just sharing this with people because they're so focused and crazy about the scale. I was like, guys, don't worry about it, whatever. When I was starting though, I was in the mindset that until I have washboard abs, I'm not posting a picture of my stomach, you know, until I get to this point, I'm not sharing that. But that's not what it's about. And I love seeing coaches that are just real, that have struggled, that are still 50 pounds overweight, 20 pounds overweight, and they post their workout clothes and in a sports bra and shorts doing their workout, and they don't care. That's them. Be vulnerable and just share. Share where you are right now. Don't wait until that moment. I know that so many coaches do this, and they're like, when I get to this point, I will start posting. I will start sharing my transformation when I get to this point, and that's not what it's about, because you are making progress every day, and that's what you're sharing. You're sharing that you're making progress. You're not sharing that you started at A and now you're at B, because that's not what it's about. This is a lifestyle. This is a journey, and it doesn't have a finish line, and that's what's so cool about it. Okay, so moving on. Invite, invite, invite. This is one that, as a new coach for me, I was like kind of ickied out about because I didn't want to be personally being like annoying. I didn't want to annoy people. But you know what I realized is that the more I reconnected and the more relationships I built, not based off Beachbody whatsoever. I was just seriously being like a little social butterfly. I started caring about other people, which before it's kind of sad to talk about or to think about. I just didn't really care. I was like in my own little bubble with my family, and we like lived our little life, and whatever went on around me, I didn't really concern me. But you know what? I think I did that to shelter myself and so that I didn't have to worry about anything else. But once I opened the doors and I started caring and genuinely caring about other people, it changed everything. You want to be more interested in other people than you want to be interesting. And when you are genuinely reaching out just to build relationships, you don't reach out with an agenda. You don't always reach out just to invite them to a challenge group. You are genuinely reconnecting and building relationships every day. And then I say, share, 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 then sprinkle in invites when it's the right time. It's all about timing. It is all about timing. You want to be on the offense. You want to always be looking for people who you can help. You want to be, when someone posts about struggles with their eating or struggles with their workouts or they can't make it to the gym, we have a solution for that. So be a problem solver, and that's when you send an invite. That's when you say, hey girl, oh my gosh, I totally relate. I hate going to the gym because I don't want to leave my kids. That's why I've been working out from home for the past 6 years and I love it. You share what you're doing, you're sharing how it's helping you and how you have the solution to help them. And that's all we do, is we're problem solvers. Okay, so share your story. So when I come out, you're not posting with an agenda, you're not posting with a call to action. This is not when you're posting a challenge group post or something where you're wanting them to sign up or do a group or whatever. This is just you genuinely sharing, just showing people what you're doing. So these are just a couple posts. I was doing the 3-day refresh, sharing what it was all about, starting PIO. This is just you being you, sharing. And then you sprinkle in the invite. So for me, the way is to do a public challenge post, and then I generate enough interest that way to fill my groups. If I don't, then I will send out personal invites from people who have like posted fitness stuff or posted struggles, and I'll say, hey, I know you've been struggling with this. Why don't you get in on my group? Do you want to know more about it, or whatever? You send out these personal invites to people that you feel like are ready to make a change or that will benefit from an accountability group like we do. I wanted to talk for a second. I know Anita talked a lot about challenge groups, and her posts are awesome, and I loved her training. But really quick, and what I see some coaches struggling with is they post about a group and they like maybe say a little blurb about it, but if I go to their wall, I don't ever know that they're a coach, and I don't ever know that they're running groups, because you can't tell. When you're doing a challenge group post, you want to brand yourself. You don't want to post like just the T25 stuff all the time or just the Beachbody stuff. You want to brand yourself, and then you want to have a start date and have like that call to action where they know there's a deadline. They know that you're filling this group for a certain amount of time. You're going to take so many challengers. Like, you want to create a sense of urgency. So this is our girl Lori, who rocked it out as a Max 30 test group participant. Girl, seriously, I love your before after. But so yeah, these are just some examples, and there's so many different ways to post, and all of your coaches seriously kill it at it. So just see what they're doing and don't copy, but like do what they're doing. Make it your own, but do what they're doing. Okay, personal development. If you missed the National Wake Up Call yesterday, then go listen to it. And I'm not just saying that because it was me, but I'm saying it because it is so, so crucial. Personal development is something, obviously, that people skip. It's an easy one to look past. It's an easy one. You don't really think it's going to make a difference. No one knows if you're doing it. And like I said yesterday on the call, until you do it yourself, you will never understand how it will benefit you. And that's how it was for me. I didn't do personal development for the first couple of months because I was like in challenge group mode. Like, that's all I was focused on. I was focused on just like helping as many people as I could in challenge groups. And I was still doing all my photography stuff. So I seriously had like this much time to post about Beachbody or to like do anything. So I wasn't spending time doing personal development. But once I got into a serious rut and was like feeling down, I was like, I got to do something. And I don't remember if it was my coach or if it was just from seeing it everywhere that personal development was so important. I'm like, I got to do this. So I dug into the Slide Edge, and it made all the difference. From then on out, I don't miss a day. I either listen to audio or I'm reading a book or I'm doing something to just fill my brain with some positivity, because that's what we need, just that little bit of juice to keep us going. In order to accomplish more, you don't need to do more, you need to become more. And that is what this journey is all about. It's not about always finding what other people are doing and learning what top coaches are doing and learning this and learning that. Become the person that it takes to be successful. You want to become the person that people want to have in your life, in their life. They want to feed off of your positivity and your inspiration. And you can't be that person, in my opinion, without personal development, because it takes so much growth and development throughout life to continually grow and improve yourself. And then I just say, and then the quote says, I think I like who I am becoming. And that is so, so true. It is so fun to see, to look back 20 months ago and see how much I've grown. Like, it's so crazy because I thought I was in a pretty good place 20 months ago. So just to think where I'll be 5 years from now is really exciting. So here's a couple more quotes. We cannot become what we want to be by remaining what we are. So if you have goals, if you have things that you want to hit that you're having a hard time, it's probably not a you need to do more, it's you need to be more. You need to develop those skills that it takes to become that. You need to grow as a person or as a leader or whatever it may be to reach the goals that you've set. And then this next one goes right along with the topic for tonight. We become what we want to be by consistently being what we want to become each day. So focus on the little things. If you want to be more positive, then focus on that. If you feel negativity's creeping in, snap it. Like, you just snap out of it right there and you turn it into a positive. There's little things that you can do every single day, and until you're focusing on those things and doing them every day, you're not going to become that. Okay, so I have lots of messages after my call asking about some of my favorite books and things like that. So this is just a list, if you want to jot them down, of some of my favorites. There's so many out there that are so, so, so good. But these are just some of my favorites. The Slight Edge, 15 Valuable Laws of Growth by John C. Maxwell. Honestly, everything by John C. Maxwell I love. You can't go wrong with him. As a Man Thinketh, it's super short and such a powerful read. Go for No, super short. That's an awesome one to start with. If you are a newer coach and you're feeling down about rejection, that one is an awesome, that changed my mindset so fast on hearing no. The entire Go Giver series is amazing. That one changed a lot for me too in what I focused on and what I was about as a coach. How to Rock Your Network Marketing Business and Go Pro are both awesome, just business books. So you understand the business and how it works and the network marketing side of Beachbody. Essentialism by, I'm pretty sure it's Greg McGowan. That is an awesome one. That one talks about focusing on the essentials and cutting out the fluff. And that's a lot of what coaches struggle with, is there's so much getting thrown at us. What do we focus on? What do we spend our days doing that are going to matter? And that book helped me a lot. You Are a Badass. I listened to that audio. The book is awesome, but I have the audio, and it's so good. So good. It swears a little bit. So if that bothers you, then you might not want to get it. Maybe there's an edited version somewhere, but since the title is that, you kind of, I don't know, figure it's going to be a little vulgar. But awesome mind shift, and for confidence and stuff like that. 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, amazing. Compound Effect, it's a lot like Slight Edge, so good. And then I talked about GoPro. So that's just my list. Okay, show up no matter what. Commitment means staying loyal to what you said you are going to do long after the mood you said it has left you. So I'm going to talk about this in the next slide, but first I want to talk about this little image here, the 5-year business plan. This is money, because it's so hard to understand how it works, especially like network marketing and building your team and growing, but this image lays it out there. So the first year, you're spending a buttload of time working and making a little bit of money. And then each year, you're spending a little less time and making more money. And then the magic happens. Magic starts to happen year 3, and then year 4 and year 5, it just takes off. So the thing that you need to understand is that you are going to put in some hard work. You are going to put in some dedication and discipline, and not for a lot of money this first year and even the second year maybe. But you know what? It is worth it. And time is the secret sauce in this business, because that is when volume takes off, and that is when duplication happens and things grow. The compound effect takes in and they grow exponentially. So just know that. Just know the big picture in this. You can only fail if you quit. Seriously. If you show up every day and do the things that are essential and just grow a little bit every day, you will change your life and you will create whatever you want to create from this. I promise. Okay, so going back to being committed. I call them phasers. I say, don't be a phaser. Don't be one of those coaches that come January, you start posting about Beachbody again, or come summertime, you throw out a challenge post, and you just come in and out when it's convenient. And those are the coaches that people get annoyed by, because they're like, oh, they're coming around again, trying to fill up a group or trying to make a few bucks, whatever, sell a few things. You want this to be your life. You want this to be your lifestyle. And I talked about that on the call. Beachbody is a lifestyle. You base your life around these positive activities that we do every day, and then it just becomes something you do. It becomes like parenthood. I say, you can't just expect our kids, we can't expect our kids to fend for themselves. We wake up and we know that even if we're throwing up and we're sick and we're on our deathbed, we've got children to take care of, and we will do what it takes to take care of them, right? That's how I see coaching. That's how I see my coaches, is I can't just leave them out to dry. They trust me as their sponsor to help them get their businesses going and to show them the way. And that's how our challengers are. They trust us. They sign up. They need our support. And we can't just let them sign up and then be like, go figure your crap out. Good luck. That's not what this is about. This is about showing up, about being committed, and about holding up our end of the bargain no matter what. And I say it's like you need to have the 9-to-5 mentality, meaning as you're building, you treat this like a job. Doesn't mean you need to work 9 to 5. Heavens no. I try not to work more than a few hours a day. That's not how it was last year. Last year, I was in crazy building mode, and I was working like 6 and 7 hours a day. But still, like what I was able to do, like when I look back, I'm glad I'm not in that phase anymore. But as I look back, I was still with my kids, and I was still doing things that I would have done anyways and working around my life. But I was like seriously committed and plugged in all the time. And so it was a lot. It was exhausting. But you know what? It was for a time period, and I knew that. I knew that if I ran hard for a certain amount of time, it would be worth it. And we had big things ahead of us. We had my husband graduating, that we had big goals of graduating with no debt. We're buying a house in May, and we have a goal to have a certain amount of money for a down payment. We had big, big goals ahead of us, and I knew that if I ran hard and I committed and I sacrificed my butt off for a couple years, that it would be worth it, and it is. So you need to have that clear vision, and you need to know why you're doing this, why you're showing up every day, why it's worth it even when you're not making money. Because the things that you're doing will eventually make you money, even if they don't pay out that Thursday. It will be worth it. You don't just skip your 9-to-5 job when you don't feel like going in. You only get a few vacation days. You only get a few sick days. You go in no matter what. If you have that mentality and you flip the switch about your Beachbody business, even if it's, I work 2 hours a day, I only have 2 hours to build my business, you don't miss those 2 hours ever. You show up, you wake up earlier, you wake up at 5, you stay up later, you lose sleep, you do the things that you need to do to make it happen because it's worth it. And then this quote says, success is the ability to go from failure to failure without losing your enthusiasm. and that is impossible to do without personal development. Seriously, it is impossible to keep that fire burning and to stay motivated and to stay excited about it if you're not fueling your mind with positivity and with encouraging words and with motivation while you're hearing the no's and the rejection and all that stuff. You have to be fueling your mind with the good stuff. Okay. Everything in life is easier when you don't concern yourself with what everybody else is doing. So I talked about this. You see all these leaders, you see all these top coaches about all of the different things that they're doing, and it seems so crazy and so overwhelming. Don't focus on those things. Focus on the essentials. And here are some of those. I don't know, every team is different. Most people do the BAT, the Business Activity Tracker. We have adapted, my team has adapted Annie Reid's Power of Threes and customize it. But basically, this is like the Business Activity Tracker. This is what you need to be doing every single day, the must-do activities to grow your business. These are the things that when you get off track, you go back. You start tracking again, you start following up, you start seeing the weak spots and seeing what you're missing out on, and this gets you back on track. These are the essential things, and these are the things that every successful coach does every day. Maybe they aren't tracking things like they used to when they were growing their business because of how things are running, but these are the activities that they're naturally doing now every single day. If you want, I have a YouTube video on my channel. If you search Micah Folsom Power of Threes, it should come up. And I just explain it. I explain the activities on there, but I'm going to go through some of them on here. That's the one that so many people miss out on. You have to be consistent with adding to your network. This seems like one that lots of coaches skip, and then come month 3, 4, 5, they're like, I'm running out of people to talk to. I have no one else to invite. I don't have anyone else to even reach out to, and it's because they're not adding to your network. You have to add every single day. You can do this in lots of different ways. You can do this on Facebook is the simplest way by adding friends, adding 3 to 5 new friends a day. And the tips that I give for this is first of all, I started by just adding everyone I knew. So everyone from my past, from elementary school, from gymnastics, from college volleyball, from club volleyball, from moving to Florida, from my husband's playing football, if you think back, we all have so many different chapters of our life that we forgot about people. Like there's people we know. Go and search a few of those people and look on their friends list, and you'll find a ton of other people that you know from your past. Start catching up with them. That is how I started growing and building and reconnecting, is with people that I actually knew and that I wanted to catch up with. Then, when I ran out of people that I knew, I would go to like a childhood friend and just look at their friends list and add people that I had a ton of mutual friends with, because then they weren't weirded out when I was adding them. And I don't look like a weirdo, so I wasn't worried about them thinking I was like a strange person that was creeping on their page or whatever. But what works for me is I've created like a kind of like a dream coach, a dream client that I want to work with, like my niche person, who I relate to, who I jive with. And I've created that person in my head. You're actually supposed to write it down and like have that person, but you create that, and then you add those types of people as you're adding to your network, because those are the people that are going to click with you and connect with your posts. So do that and look for them. You can add people on Instagram, and there's ways to do that and build your network there. Kids' school, parents, events, Pinterest. There's so many different ways to add to your network. Make sure that you're doing it daily. Challenge groups. We talked a lot about this in the past, but seriously, guys, this is where the magic happens. Don't become that coach that stops running challenge groups. This is the bread and butter of our business. We meet new people. We run new groups. We develop awesome challengers who get awesome results, and are natural coaches because they're sharing what they're doing and they're already a product of the product. Don't miss out on challenge groups every single month, okay? And the consistency of converting 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 challengers a month is something that I built my business on, is just running solid challenge groups, converting a couple coaches every single month. So create a system that works for you and be consistent with that. Presenting the business. This is something that freaks people out, and Anita killed it on her webinar. So if you missed it, then go back and listen to that. But really quick overview, sneak peek groups, open houses, live business opportunity meetings, what is coaching webinars and calls. Make sure that you're at least doing something every single month to present the business to people. Make it a point, mark it on your calendar that this week I'm focusing on presenting the business. This week I am going to host a What is Coaching webinar. I'm going to do a sneak peek group. I'm going to invite my challengers to coach that are killing it. Make sure that that is part of your system, part of your calendar every single month. And this goes right into what will help with that is sharing consistently about the business. You're not blowing up people about Beachbody. You are, like Anita said, how Beachbody is changing your life, the business side of it. How coaching, the opportunity, has blessed your life. Little tidbits, like being able to be home and go on a field trip with your daughter. Sharing that you're so blessed that you have the Beachbody opportunity, or that you're whatever, that you're able to do this with your kids and make memories. Just little things here and there. You never know what is going to click with someone, and when they're going to see that and they're going to go, tears, oh my gosh, I missed out on all my kids' field trips. I need to figure out what the heck she's doing. Seriously, guys, it's the littlest things. And as you're just sharing snippets from your life and snippets of how the business is helping you and blessing your life, you are planting those seeds. You plant those seeds, you plant those seeds, you plant those seeds, and then you sprinkle the invites. And then you host a What is Coaching webinar, and then you host a sneak peek group, and you invite people who have expressed interest, things like that, okay? Do it no matter what. Your business will grow, I promise. All right. Be a leader. This is huge. The coaches that I work with, I see so many of them sign people up and then leave them to hang, to just figure stuff out. You have to be a consistent leader, okay? As you're building your team, you want to be the coach that you wish you had in your downline. If everyone did that, man, your business would blow up, right? Support your coaches. Support your challengers. If you don't even have a team yet, support your challengers. Lead by example and set the bar. You cannot expect your coaches to do what you're not willing to do. So if you're not hitting Success Club, don't even think that your coaches are going to think that they'll be able to, because they look to you as, if she can do it, I can do it. And if you're not hitting Success Club, then why the heck would they feel like they could hit Success Club? Because you're ahead of them. You're better than them. You're more experienced than them. So if you're not doing it, then that's just going to be one more excuse that they can give for themselves. So set the bar, lead by example. Your coaches will do what you do, not what you say. Okay? And then a couple quotes. Leadership is not a position or a title. It is action and example. And that is so true. The best leaders don't talk about it. They just be about it. They just lead. They just do. And then their people come along with them, and they follow suit. And you want to be in the trenches with your people. You want to be doing what you're preaching. And I also really quick wanted to talk about the importance of not just telling people what to do and like creating followers, but you want to create leaders. You want to create people who are also doing what you're doing, who are leading their teams. consistently, who are setting the bar for their teams, and you want to build those leaders consistently along the way. I love this one. It says leadership is about making others better as a result of your presence, making sure that impact lasts in your absence. And that's huge. You want to do as much as you can while you're there, but while you're gone, you want them to fend for themselves, and you want them to know that they've got the resources and they've got stuff figured out and they can run, because this is their own business and they've got to be able to do it for themselves. And then in closing, everything in your life is a reflection of a choice you have made. If you want a different result, then make a different choice. Simple as that. And you can't have $1 million dream with minimum wage work ethic. Guys, this opportunity is like, oh, I guess I'll just do this. Can you see me now? I guess you can't talk either. Let me see. Stop sharing. Okay. This opportunity is a gold mine, and it honestly will surmount to whatever you want it to be. So if you have these big dreams and you have this clear vision of, I want to build my dream house, I want to be able to travel with my family, I want to, even the simplest things, I want to be able to cover my grocery bill with Beachbody. I want to be able to pay off my NICU bill that I have had for 5 years. Whatever it is, you can make it happen. And it's not hard or complicated. It is all about discipline, consistency, showing up, learning and growing and being a sponge, and being vulnerable and sharing and inspiring. Every one of you can do it. I'm going to open it up. Did we figure out how to do a Q&A? Maybe if I opening Q&A. Oh my gosh, did that work?
Did you do it?
I pushed it. Okay, wait, something's loading. So maybe, oh, it says this feature is disabled. Okay, so I guess we can't do it. So I guess if you guys have questions, just post them in the comment section of the Bring the Bling group, and I will answer them, or some of the other leaders will answer them. But I will close that out for tonight and wish you guys the best. If you guys are going to Cancun next week, and make sure that you say hi and come give me a big hug, because I can't wait to see everyone. But that's it. We'll wrap it up, okay? Talk to you later, guys.